So let's talk a little bit about your, in particular, that current research. So what was the name of the research initiative again? I've already forgotten. So it's sustainability.
The research group, it's called Sustainability and Innovation Research Group.
In sustainability. Okay, so you've talked about sustainability, but now with this research group, you're bringing in innovation into the mix. So how are they related?
Right. So we want to make the scope of this research group broad, and it comprises academics from many disciplines, not only in business, so many business disciplines, but also from other areas. So our co-chair is not from business. And we have scientists in our research group as well, chemists, physicists. So it's a diverse research group. But the focus of our research group is sustainability. And so the idea of the research group is to advance research in the fields of sustainability and climate related reporting and finance. So, the innovations that are happening, especially around digital technologies, are enabling organizations to be more sustainable and be more transparent about their sustainability as well. So this is where innovation comes in. We believe that the future of achieving sustainable development goals relies heavily on the innovations that are happening.
Nice. And as part of that research effort, what are you kind of focusing on right now?
So our mission is to generate insights that enable organizations to avoid unethical, socially and environmentally harmful business practices, and also provide some insight and actionable intelligence to policymakers to foster sustainable business environments as well. So we have a big interest in informing policy and practice. So we are making submissions to public consultations. We do that quite often, and we bring views from across different disciplines to inform our submissions. So that's, I think, a unique aspect of what we do. It's not just informed by one group, the insights and opinions and views of one group of people. And our responses are research informed, evidence-based as well. So that's one thing that we do, responding to public consultations. And the other thing is we apply for research grants and conduct research projects that are relevant to industry and policymaking bodies. So this way, by conducting research that's relevant to them, we are trying to achieve our mission as well, mission of our research group. So this is all in addition to the academic research that we do to publish as well. So when we do research funded through research grants, obviously we try to get publications out of them as well, in addition to the reports we write. And then we also encourage PhD students to get involved. We provide a forum for them to come and talk about their research and get feedback from our academics when we have our meetings or when we get requests from them. So this is these are the things that we have been doing.
I like the trying to get those practical insights out into industry, into policy making. Is there at the moment? If there's one big problem that you think could be solved, or big practical insight that could be implemented across business and industry, what kind of thing does that look like at the moment for you?
Of course, my views are biased because there are so many things that can be done. So I guess what I'm going to tell you is informed by the current research projects that I'm engaged in. One of the big things will be we got a grant from CP Australia back in 2021, I think, and that was to understand how digital technologies are used for sustainability reporting, measurement, and basically managing sustainability performance in organizations. So that was a big research project. We did many surveys. We did about 50 interviews with different people in organizations, industry, and policy making bodies as well. And we got some interesting insights. So you might think that because of the developments that have happened in this space in the adoption of digital technologies, that companies are well advanced in using these technologies. But that's not the case. A lot of companies are still using Excel spreadsheets to record their sustainability performance in various areas. So there is a long way to go in that. And digital technologies offer a huge potential. And of course, there is a cost involved in implementing these technologies. So one of the biggest things that will happen in the future and has started to happen in small steps is the adoption of these technologies. And by adopting these technologies, we will get more reliable and valid data that can be used to make changes internally within organizations, and also enable organizations to report that data to stakeholders, so that the stakeholders get informed. There's more transparency, it enables accountability, and then because stakeholders have that information, that enables them to influence organizations to do well. So I guess adoption of technology is a key driver for organizations to become more sustainable in the future.
Well, on that note, what about AI? That is, getting those insights, let's say. Have you seen any practices that are trying to utilize AI, whether it be, some kind of data analytics, or whether it be more maybe, just agentic AI, just trying to get the technology where get the workflows going and things like that? Is that a big part of the conversation? Like, it's a big part of the conversation across all industry, but in regards to that particular problem that you're talking about, is that part of the solution set, do you think?
So I can only talk about this based on research that I've done. So one of the projects that I'm currently involved in is looking at how investor relations officers are using AI. All right. So we have done some interviews. This research project is done in collaboration with a couple of my colleagues in the UK. So they have done the interviews. So what we are seeing is that investor relations officers are not really using AI for communicating with investors in a significant way. Some are starting to do this, but it's not adopted widely. And there are reasons for that: privacy, security, these kinds of research, and also and there are other reasons as well, which it might take. I guess I cannot talk about those things as yet because we have not fully analyzed that data. But based on our initial analysis, it's privacy reasons and security reasons mainly. But there are other social and career-related reasons as well, which we are trying to get into now. So this is what we are seeing. But what these investor relations officers are telling us is that AI is being adopted within the organization in operational aspects, in the core business, but not so much for reporting to stakeholders.
That's interesting. Because you'd think that's maybe where AI might excel, right? In trying to cut through all the information that's out there and maybe trying to find key insights. But I guess also there's the human element, with communication, that I think humans like talking to and getting information from other humans, perhaps, as well as part of it.
Yeah, the interesting thing that we are seeing here is that although investor relations officers are not using, or at least not acknowledging the fact that they're using, if they're using, but investors and analysts are using AI to summarize information and decipher the information that they're getting from companies. So if AI is going to be the main use of that information, or the filter through which investors consume that information, so then investor relations officers or companies will be communicating with AI in the first instance than directly with individuals, right? So that means it will change the way they have to communicate, because they will have to include the things that the AI is going to be interested in, right? So need to understand how AI is working to be able to provide the information in the way that they want to provide the information, because companies also want to tell a story. They want to tell their story. They want to emphasize certain things. They might not want to tell the entire story, the whole story. They might want to hide things. So they need to be strategic in the way they communicate that information, given that the consumer is AI now. Right?
No,
so maybe in the future, AI from company side will be communicating with AI on the investor side.
An AI loop.
Yes.
Yeah. I think that's one of the big worries, right, with AI. Is it just going to be AI, making up the things, and then AI interpreting the things, and then that loops back again, and But probably best to keep humans in that environment in some fashion, right?
Yeah.